Cammy in the corner.
That's a direct order. Do it now.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Today is Thursday, May 28th, 2026. We are Roll Call, Black, White, and Blue for Better Relations. I'm here with a few of my friends. I have D. Schoon, I have Will Quick, I have David Kennard, I have Jamel Stevenson, I got Mark Matthews, Tyrone Green, Rich Jordan, Aaron Cross, William Herrera, Cheech, and Jim Kiernan. We have some stuff planned for you, and I pray that it's worth listening to today. Last week was a great show. I want to thank you guys for doing a great job last week. I want to thank our listeners for joining us, and share this video with your friends and family. Share it. Go to YouTube. Share it from there as well. And we'll be so happy and appreciate that. We're going to start off with our introduction, and then our moment of silence coming right after. And I'm going to ask that Cheech would give us our disclaimer, and Rich would give us our statement of purpose.
It all, but now I see how you were there for me, and I can say never would have made it, never could have made it without you. I would have lost it all, but now I see how you were there for me, and I can say I'm stronger, I'm wiser, I'm better, much better. When I look back over all you brought me through, I can see that you are the one I held on to, and I never would have made it. Oh, I never could have made it. Never could have made it without you. Oh, I
Lorena Interiano.
Somebody just need to testify to something next to him. Tell him, I'm strong, I'm wise, I'm better, much better. When I look back over what he brought me through, I realize I made it because I had you to hold on to. Now I'm stronger. Now I'm wiser. I'm better. So much better. I made it. Is there anybody in this house other than me that could declare you made it? Tell your neighbor, never would have made it. Never would have made it. Tell them never could have made it. Never could have made it without. Oh, I wish I had some help here. I wish I had this.
As usual, D, good job. Good job. As
That was
usual, we thank you
fire,
for
bro.
that.
That was fire.
Great presentation. I really did enjoy that. Amen. Listen, I'm gonna have well, let's have a moment of silence. I'm sorry. Let's have a moment of silence, and we'll go into the disclaimer coming from Cheech, and then the statement of purpose coming from Rich. All right. Listen, and that memorial, that moment of silence is also because we just past Monday we had Memorial Day for those who have passed on and can never wear a uniform again, and we want to remember those who did not come back. We're praying for families of lost ones. The only one I recognized on there was Rich's uncle, I think it was. I saw him on there, but we're praying for families of those who lost loved ones. All right, Cheech and then Rich.
Yeah, thank you everybody for joining us. Before we get started, we wanted to go over a couple of things real quick. First, we want to let you know that the comments and expressed concerns made by our members are the opinions of each individual. They are not intended to be any type of legal advice, recommendation, or suggestion. Remember that the laws change from village to village, city to city, state to state. So please check with a local attorney or your local police department for any legal advice. Also, in order to spark our conversations, we do display some videos that may be graphic in nature or photographs. They are not intended to offend anybody. They are not the property of Roll Call. These come from YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, all that stuff. So you do have access to it. A member of our team will let you know ahead of time if any of these videos we deem are graphic. So you may decide whether to watch it or not. Also, the language used by our members is very spontaneous. It is uncensored. It's not intended to offend anybody. We all speak from the heart here. We don't hold back. We speak our truths. Yeah, I lost my thought. Anyway, everybody here speaks from the heart, so please don't take offense to it. You might see that sometimes we don't agree with each other, but we don't take it personal. So we hope you don't. Thank you. Rich?
Yeah, thank you, Cheech. Welcome. We're Roll Call Black, White, and Blue for Better Relations. We're a pro-law enforcement group. We're for equitable policing. We're against racism, and Black and Brown Lives Matter. We come to you each week in an attempt to bridge the gap between law enforcement and your community. Thank you for being here with us.
All right. Listen, thank you for joining. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you, Cheech. Thank you, Rich, for the disclaimer and also for the statement of purpose. Before we go further, I just want to say again that we want to remember Memorial Day and those who've passed on. CJ, you have an assignment for us, don't you? Don't you have some shirts you're working on? I just want, I know I'm on the air, but I just want to remind you of the assignment that you're working on. Thirdly, I want to say that next week will be our 6-year anniversary. Next week, 6-year anniversary. And listen, I really can't believe that we hung out together for 6 years. Now, again, like I said before, all of us haven't been here for 6 years, but you've been here for 6 years. And we appreciate everybody that came on. I got Jamel one year visiting Derek. I said, yeah, well, come on and join and get on the show and get on with us. So it just happens like that, because we started off with a smaller group, and that smaller group is also a different group. Most of the guys are here from the beginning, but the smaller group is a different group.
Just going to say,
Will, go ahead.
Quote the lyrics from the song. I'm the rookie on this all-star team, and I'm humbled that they extended an invitation to me to join up, to have these conversations, and the conversations with a purpose, trying to reach our audience. We want to let everybody know that we have a presence with Facebook Live, a presence on YouTube. Folks, we're trying to reach people and draw them into conversations that otherwise we don't have in advance of situations and circumstances, and then you have confusion and conflict because people are grasping at their own understanding rather than looking at the facts of a scenario or situation. And all of us being prior law enforcement officers, oftentimes that's what we were called into, a situation of chaos and conflict, and expecting us to make some sense of it and make the right call. So we do this as a preemptive and preventative opportunity to bring people into conversations to gain understanding and clarity. Because if all of us practice de-escalation, managing our choices and our selections, maybe we have a few less of these discussions to pop up every Thursday. And, if it means we have to move on to something else, I'm good with that. But I just want to thank you cats, ladies and gentlemen, for bringing me on board.
Listen, thank you for joining us, because you were one of the guys that were listening probably over a year or two before you actually got involved with us.
Exactly.
Personally. So you already there, and thanks for being friends with Ty Green, because that's how you got here. me and Green. What else was it? Today AC is celebrating 16 years retired. Congratulations, AC. 16 years. Boy, I can remember 16 years ago. Listen, next week will be 20 years. No, next week will be 20 years for me.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, actually, no. It'd be 20 years I've been called to pass my church. July 16th will actually be 20 years that I've officially retired. And then next week, Thursday, when we come together, be 38 years I've been married. So there's a whole lot going on next week. A whole lot of anniversaries coming on. Happy anniversary to Will Quick, 25th anniversary, right? That was last week?
Correct.
Happy anniversary.
On Sunday.
Listen, congratulations, man. 2025. Congratulations. There was something else I wanted to say, but I can't remember now. Okay, let me go through my list. We're praying for Derek and Deirdre. We're praying for JT and Orlando. We're praying for Cheech and Anna. We're praying for Isabel, Jordan, Dave. We continue to pray for you. Monique is Mark Matthews' sister-in-law. We're praying for her. Praying for my brother Tim Butler, Elder Tim Butler. Keep him in prayer. We're praying for the Douglas family. That's JT's family. We're praying for them. And one of our listeners, Renee Henderson. We know that you had a bit of temporary farewell to your mom. We're praying for you, and thank you for joining with us on today. But please know that we are praying for you. I want to say we have Corey Primetime Chisholm with us, Renee Henderson with us, Melissa Sutherland Moss with us, Richard Bowden, my cousin, is with us, Beverly Wells is with us, my wife is with us, Donald Coleman is with us, Ruth Caffey is with us, Carl Saunders is with us. Thank you for those who I can see that are with us right now, and we're going to try to monitor this chat as well and get to some of your questions if you have some. At this time, we're going to get started.
I think Rich had a hand up.
Okay, who had a hand up?
I thought I saw Rich's hand.
Rich,
And
Cheech.
Cheech.
Okay.
And it's
Thank you,
it's
Cheech.
Jim's 44th anniversary. He didn't say if it was wedding or retirement.
Wedding.
Wedding.
Wait a minute. Wedding. Happy 44th wedding anniversary to Jim and Joan. All right.
No shade,
All right.
Jim. No shade.
Yeah, that's right. Listen. If y'all help me out, because if I miss it, I need y'all to catch it, and so we can speak it out. So congratulations to you, Jim and Joan, Rich, and then Cheech.
Yeah, just real quickly, I just wanted to say, you talk about the 6 years. I remember when you guys first started, I was just coming on, and I said, I got to be on this. I saw the Rev on there, and I saw Derek and these guys. We graduated Hempstead High School together in 1980. And I'm like,
1980.
And I just said, hey, I got to get on this. I got to contribute to this. To be the only West Coast guy, police officer, but I want to support this. I want to be involved. And I've been on here 6 years. I think I missed maybe 2 or 3 Thursdays and the whole 6 years. So I just feel really good about you guys welcoming me on and being part of this effort, in an attempt to bridge the gap between law enforcement and the communities out there, spreading the word.
Can I piggyback
All
real
right.
fast also?
Can you wait till after Cheech, or you want to go?
I'm sorry, Cheech.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. Cheech, go first. Absolutely. My bad, Cheech.
I just wanted to give my thoughts and prayers to the Majette family. Daryl Majette passed away this past week.
Wow.
He was a longtime Village of Hempstead employee and a member of the fire department, my company, Victory Engine Company number 4.
Wow.
And he was a powerhouse in the gym. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
I used to work out with him, and I'm telling you, he'll lay up under 4/5. Well, I don't know if he was. I know he used to do 4, but
like it was nothing.
Yeah, but our condolences to his family.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cheech. Ty, go ahead, Ty.
I just want to piggyback on Rich, man. There's not very much that Donald and Derek and AC and Mark can call me on that I won't do. I mean, it don't matter what it is. We'll figure it out. So when Don made the call, it was an easy decision for me. I was all in every time, whatever you need, bro. So it's been a joy, man. I've already loved you guys. I've been close to you guys for forever. And this just makes the bond even better, man. And we got Uncle Jim watching this.
The thing that gets me is that how it is expanded to others as well. Like even D Schoon came on, and I was like, "Oh, he's not going to do this." I mean, he's not going to do this.
I was surprised.
He came on and jumped in with 4 feet.
Yeah, man. He borrowed some feet to go with it. Extra feet.
Listen, for those who saw our very first show, it was really, we had no type of background, no music, no themes, no videos. Well, at least I was doing the videos at first. And then D just came and said, "Man, move over, son. Move over, son. I got this." Your little sorry videos, and you don't have nothing going with them, and no music. Come on, move over. So thank you, D. D came in and really took over. Dave came in as well. Dave came in and joined us as well. So thank you. We gotta be careful. We only get Dave for a little bit. Dave married now. He's married now, right, Dave? Look at that. He ain't saying a word.
I'm married. I'm not happy.
No, you're not married. Let me take that back. Not yet. Not yet. But thank you. CJ's been there from day one, right, CJ? Yep, from day one. All right. Listen, I know Mark. Let me see, Mark, CJ, AC, Ty, Jim,
Derek.
Derek.
I thought CJ was still working.
She probably was, but she was working with us too. Whatever she was doing, she was with us.
What about JT?
JT.
Troy was working. He was on then.
Troy was on there. Who else? I can't remember. Daryl Aiken. Reg.
TG?
Oh, no, Reg wasn't on there. Reg was not on there. Reg came on. Who is it? JD? Yeah, JD.
Troy, right?
Diorio, wow.
Oh yeah. We asked Who was the other guy we asked, Mark? Spanish guy?
Yeah, I forget his.
Rodriguez?
Yeah,
Louis.
Louis. Yeah. He kept on coming up with reasons why he couldn't, but that was fine too. We could have see this is. I know you're. We're gonna get to the show in 1 second. This is a hard place to be because we do a lot of talking, and people don't like us talking about some of the stuff we talk about because they think that we are that we are against law enforcement, which we are totally not against law enforcement. We love law enforcement, but we want it to be done right, and we're gonna call it out when it's not done properly and when people are being abused, because this type of authority that has been given to us in law enforcement, it could change a person's life from day to day. We could change a life in a moment, just like that. I mean, if I catch an attitude and lock you up for something that you didn't do, you could. Well, listen, if you never get convicted of, you're gonna have to pay for it anyway. You're gonna have to pay for an attorney. You're gonna pay for other things. So that's why we like to expose stuff, so you would know that. Listen, you may have the right. Here I go again, but it does not give you the right, and even with yourself, you may have the right to do something, but it's best for you not to do anything. And I'll tell you this, and we're gonna go to the show. This is what I say to my family: you may have the right, but do not argue and fight out in the street. Get home and let us write letters and go down and do something at that point, but not out in the street, because you'll never win a battle with the police out in the street. All right. Listen. Here we go. Go ahead, D, because you're gonna take us into the first video anyway. So you go.
All right.
You go and then.
Yeah, thanks. I wanted to catch you before you mention the first video. As you know, we like our listeners to participate. That's one of the best things about this show. You guys participate. And I want you to know there's 4 or 5 of us, 6 or 7, 8 or 9 or 10, 11, 12, 13 of us that are watching your comments. So before we started, I saw Richard Bowden made a comment about a video that I saw earlier. I didn't put it in the queue during the week, but I ended up finding it. This is a awesome video. I thought I didn't put it in our queue because it wasn't. It's a little bit of information, but not a lot of information. But I think it'll be good since Richard wants to talk about it. I think it'd be a good idea for us to talk about it. Everybody cool with me with that?
Yes.
All right. So
you want to start with that?
I'm gonna start with that one. I got it. Richard's testing my skills, but I'm on it, Rich. Real quick, so you guys know there was a stop, and the guy stopped a woman for texting and driving. And there's this video of the entire text and drive, and I think it'll spark a nice conversation with what we always say all week with law enforcement now. Let's take a look.
Okay.
Just it doesn't bother you, huh? Yeah, a lot of times you can.
Maybe it's different because I'm a girl.
Hello, ma'am. Hey, good morning. I'm Deputy Gasala with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. This is why you're being pulled over. The city of Lake Worth today, we're doing an operation for distracted driver, and you drove past me holding the phone with your right hand, manipulating that phone. I mean, I saw you with the phone in your hand.
Not. So you want to just call this a day? Or?
I don't want to call it a day. You had a hand up manipulating
the phone. You just
said
my right hand.
Well, I thought I saw you with your right hand. You
so
had a
you
hand
didn't.
up. The right hand. I saw you manipulate.
So you didn't.
With the right hand, perhaps not, right?
You didn't see me with my right hand.
Okay, so are you
saying that you saw me with my right hand?
I know what I just said. I'm asking you now. Did you or not have your phone on your hand?
I did not.
You did not have your phone in your hand?
I did not.
Hand to God, you didn't have your phone in your hand?
Hand to God.
Right hand to God.
The other hand to God, you don't have your phone in your hand?
Hand to God.
Cool. You have your driver's license, registration, and insurance with you?
It doesn't bother you, huh? Yeah, a lot of times you can.
Maybe it's different because I'm a girl.
Hello, ma'am. Hey, good morning. I'm Deputy Gasala with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. This is why you're being pulled over. The city of Lake Worth.
Same thing.
Operation for distracted driver, and you drove past me holding the phone with your right hand, manipulating that phone. I mean, I saw you with the phone in your hand.
Not. So you want to just call this a day? Or?
I don't want to call it a day. You had a hand up manipulating.
You just said my right hand.
Well, I thought I saw you with your right hand. You had a hand up. The right hand. I saw you manipulate.
So you didn't.
with the right hand, perhaps not, right? But I saw you.
You didn't see me with my right hand.
Okay, so are you
saying that you saw me with my right hand?
I know what I just said. I know what I just said. I'm asking you now. Did you or not have your phone on your hand?
I did not.
You did not have your phone in your hand?
I did not.
Hand to God, you didn't have your phone in your hand?
Hand to God.
The other hand to God, you don't have your phone in your hand?
Hand to God.
Cool. You have your driver's license, registration,
yes,
and insurance with you?
I'm not gonna say anything. Will, Rich, and AC, indeed.
Run is better than a bad stand any day of the week. And that's what we talk about when it comes to law enforcement, with that tremendous amount of authority that has to be accountability and responsibility. And it starts with your own willingness to hold yourself accountable. He was wrong. There's nothing that says you're going to be right every time you're in law enforcement. But the only thing worse than being wrong is doubling down and leaning on authority, which is exactly what he did. If his reasonable suspicion was her holding the phone in her right hand, as he committed to in the body cam footage, and then he gets up there and realizes that she doesn't have a hand to be holding the phone, your reasonable suspicion is gone. There's no more driver's license registration. Your reasonable suspicion is gone. You don't have any other reasonable suspicion or justification for continuing that stop. And not to mention, you just look like an absolute ass in that situation. And to double down, you look even more of an ass talking about right hand to God. Really? And we wonder why we struggle with validation for the work that we do.
And community relationships.
Absolutely.
And community relationships, exactly. But you're right on point, Will. Rich?
Yeah, Will kind of summed it all up. But my only statement I want to make is, if you're wrong, you're wrong. As a police officer, you're wrong. You said she had a phone in her right hand. Obviously, she's driving. So would she have a phone in her left hand and nothing on the wheel? Come on. She's not a guy. But, I just feel like the spirit of the law should allow you as a police officer to go ahead and let that one slide. When we're doing traffic stops, somebody comes up with the best story, we let that person slide. The situation, we're human, so at that point, she was missing a hand. He just should have put his tail between his legs and said, "You have a nice day. I'm sorry. I thought and I was wrong. So continue on. Thank you." And going back to his car and taking off, going today. I just can't see anything other than that going on. And imagine if he wrote her some kind of stupid ticket that she was on her phone, and she shows up in court, and you're an officer looking stupid, with this woman with missing her right hand, and you said the phone was in her right hand. She's going to testify to that, and that's going to be thrown out. And you look stupid. So that's all I got. Thanks.
All right, AC.
Yeah. Just say I'm sorry. A lot of times you see what you want to see. It's obviously when you get to the car, you see that you couldn't have seen that because it can't be. It's not possible to have a phone in the right hand. You don't have a right hand. So sorry, waste your time. Go. It's all right to leave. That's not a bad thing.
Mm-mm.
You can say, "I'm sorry, waste your time." Go ahead. I thought I saw something different because we are human as police officers.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But you have to be a human butthole. And just so you know, he did write the ticket. They went to court yesterday.
No.
He actually wrote the ticket.
No, he didn't. Really?
Yeah. What was the outcome?
Do we know about that?
I don't know. I just saw something said the woman says, "I'm going to court today." Yesterday said, "I'm going to court today for that ticket." And I never see anything after that.
Wow.
It got dropped.
This should have been more than dropped.
Agreed.
Should have been charged.
Whew. All right. Thank you, Rich, AC, D,
I
and then Dave.
I would have said it got handled, but then y'all would start laughing at me. Really quick, I was going to say the same thing AC said. And I just want to take a moment for all the law enforcement officers, all the people, all the people that love us, it's okay to say I made a mistake. Obviously, when you walked up there, you knew it's on your body cam. Obviously, you made a mistake. It's not a fate worse than death. They're not going to draw in court of you if you pull up the car and say, "Oh, I thought I saw something that I didn't see." Mm-hmm. Maybe there was a glare in the window. Maybe there was something else going on in the car. Maybe I saw something I didn't see. Ma'am, have a nice day. For him to double down, write a ticket, and his woman to be going to court. And I was going to say that to AC. Thank you for that. Yeah, she did. She came on. I'm gonna get the video of what happened in court. But she did come on and say, she was outside of court. I'm going into court.
Wow. I love to see that.
We are in a place, and I don't want to belabor the point where we get stuck on stupid, right? I'm just stuck. I know I'm wrong. I know I look stupid. I know I don't know what I'm talking about, but I won't just say it. I'll just keep going, and hopefully I can wiggle my way out of it. And like we said last week, I think, or the week before, if that happens in court and you write a woman for holding her phone in a hand that she don't have, you going to have the worst experience of the rest of your career in my station. I'm going to tell you, you're not going to make it into the station. Your locker might be somewhere else. You might have to find it. You know, back then when we used to get the checks, we don't get checks no more. We used to get the checks. You might have to go find that thing, because the guys realize how ridiculous something like that. And we all have stories of funny things that happen if we made a mistake. I'll be the first one to say, I made a mistake. I messed up. I really messed that up. Oh man, I messed that up. That's a part of being human. But to write that ticket, she said she gave him the out. Did y'all hear her give him the out? She said, "Why don't we just call this a day?"
Yeah.
You know what? You absolutely right. That's all I got.
Listen, thank you for those who've joined us again. We have Eva has joined us. Eva, your picture was on our preview. We had you up there because I know you were in law enforcement as well. Burl McMillan, thank you for joining us as well. All right, Dave, and then Jim and Mark.
Yeah, D, you summed it up, brother. We had this thing back in the days, man. We need more friends, more people on our side than turning people against us. Okay. Mm-hmm. When that lady showed him she didn't have a hand, okay, all you gotta do is say, you know what, I'm terribly sorry. You know what I mean? If anything I can do for you, whatever, you have a wonderful day. My mistake, and I'm sorry. Truly sorry. You gotta give a true. Come on, man. We used to do that to cats in the street. Thought we saw that pistol, yanked them over. It was damn cell phone stuffed in their pants. You know what I mean? Come on. My brother, man, my fault, man. I thought you had something you ain't had no business, man. You good? Yeah, we good. All right, see you later. It's not that hard to apologize, okay, but it's really easy to lie. But you don't want to get caught in that lie, and you will get caught in that lie. Okay, especially a lie like that. Okay, and then you write the lady a summons. Man, I wish you would have went to Queens Traffic Court back in the day for that summons. That judge would have left you out. That judge would have left you out of there, man. And then like Dean said, your locker would have been outside, okay, and your car would have been on milk crates with your tires laying next to it. Okay, you can't bring that to a precinct. You can't bring that to a precinct and to your own people where you work at, man, because we all gonna feel it then. You know, right. So yeah, we all gonna feel it. That's it. That's all I gotta say.
Will, I saw your hand, and I'm gonna go to Jim and Mark.
I'm gonna be real quick with this, and I hope I'm not stealing anyone's thunder. But Dave, the key word that you use is lie. It started off as a mistake. Yeah. When he doubled down and continued the investigation, he was still lying. When he wrote the citation, it's done. If he does not lose his job, he can't possibly have any credibility on the stand, because if I'm an attorney somewhere, all I got to do is bring this up. Officer, Did you have probable cause to write this citation? Why did you write it? Your credibility shot, period. You can't testify in another case. Need to be gone. I'm sorry.
I've seen that happen before too, in where we worked. Jim and Mark.
You know, we exist right in our title, Better Relations. And this is an exact example of what we fight all the time with. Somebody said it before. Why is it that so many police officers, and I'll say it, the vast majority will never apologize for anything? There's just some kind of mano craziness to this thing. But it kills public relations.
Yes.
The civilian knows you're wrong. Everybody knows you're wrong. Your camera knows you're wrong. And you still can't say, gee, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. Have a nice day. It's incredible. The simplest little things that could be done to better community relations. And so many officers refuse. Good cops protecting bad cops. We know that happens. We know that civilians see that too. Officer, you were right here. Didn't you see what he did? No, I didn't see anything. I was looking the other directions. Mm-hmm. You don't think civilians see that stuff and know you're lying? You know, there are so many things that could be done to better community relations. And this video was the simplest of simplest. He's lucky he didn't work in Hempstead, because he would be dealing with that issue for the rest of his life. Somebody talking about a locker. I'm telling you, this guy would have, he wouldn't be able to come to work.
He'd have fake hands hanging on his locker. I'd have bought 30 fake hands.
Your imagination.
Couldn't imagine somebody would do something to him.
All right, Mark.
Yeah, I find it hard to believe that any officer would use another officer. But anyway, that apparently happened in Florida. I looked it up, and apparently before court, the issuing officer dropped the charges due to lack of evidence. So I'm just giving you the outcome.
All right. Listen, Richard says too many times the public sees cops with tunnel vision, from traffic tickets to felonies. Cops, detectives, railroad innocent people into convictions. When the person is found to be falsely convicted, they still say the person is guilty. They won't even look for the guilty party. You know what? That's true. I see that some people are just, first of all, they can't afford to plead not guilty, go to trial or whatever, so they accept pleas. Now they have a conviction for something they really not do. You know, and you see that in communities. You see that, especially in our communities. You do see that. Will, did your hand go up?
Just to the point that Richard Bowden made, and a lot of people associate the police as being responsible for determining guilt or innocence beyond a reasonable doubt. We build the cases, and the DA's office handles the prosecution. I can promise you now, a DA's office gets to choose which cases that they want to present for trial. They get to choose which case they want to offer plea bargains. They get to choose which cases they want to dismiss. And it's oftentimes predicated on how well we do our job, or if we do our job poorly, or if there's just not the evidence to get it done. There's a huge gap between probable cause and guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. We get up to probable cause. It's up to the DA's office to get to guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. So I understand Richard's point, but I'd like for our listeners to understand we don't make the determination about guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. So when people wind up going through that and getting convictions, there was a lot of checks and balances along the way that could have been addressed, and maybe at the law enforcement level. But there's a lot of checks and balances along the way that should have and could have been addressed to have avoided a wrongful conviction. And that goes beyond just the law enforcement side of the house.
All right. Listen, I definitely understand that, but from a civilian's point of view, it started with you. Yeah. You started this mess. You know, I'm here because of what what you did. You know, so I can see that point of view. Someone else has joined us. Who joined us? Valerie Burris Marsh. Thank you for joining us. I'm trying to catch them as they come in. D, let's get going with number 2 because number 1 came from Richard Boughton. So number 2 comes is with the search warrant in Oakland.
No. This is the not a shooting in Bowie. I got it. In Maryland.
Which one? No.
Yeah.
You forgot one then.
No. That's coming up.
Okay.
That's coming up.
I wrote it down wrong. Then go ahead.
Yeah, this is up. This is the. Unless you want to go to that one, I can do that.
No, you go. No, go what you have.
Yeah, we got a shooting. This is the first time a law enforcement officer has been convicted of attempted murder for a shooting that was not. Let's take a look.
Start tonight with the breakdown. A Bowie police officer has been found guilty of attempted murder for shooting toward the back of an unarmed man. Good evening, I'm Scott Thuman.
I'm Michelle Marsh. That verdict came down just a short time ago. Our Maryland Bureau Chief Brad Bell was in the courtroom. He joins us now live from Upper Marlboro with the very latest. Brad, what was the deciding factor in this case?
Well, according to the judge, the deciding factor was very simply that this officer, his actions were not reasonable, that he had no right to use deadly force because the person that he encountered did not pose a threat to him. Look, from the very start, from within minutes of this shooting happening, my sources were telling me that there were problems here. Not that this was an accidental discharge of a gun, but that the officer and everybody involved immediately realized that the trigger never should have been pulled. The entire incident was captured on Bowie Police Sergeant Robert Warrington's dash cam. It was September 12th, 2024. Warrington was on patrol when he saw a car stopped on the shoulder of Route 197 where it crosses Route 50. The officer stopped to see if there was a problem when a man approached from across the roadway. The man, later identified as Nathaniel Richardson, walked past the officer, quickly explaining that he had stopped to pick up a hat which blew off as he drove. You can see and hear what happens next.
Come here. You got a gun. What'd I do? You got a gun. I don't have a gun. I don't have a gun. What did you do? 210. 210. Start me another unit.
What did you do? Why did you do that? Why did you do that?
I'm sorry.
Nobody was hit, though that gunshot did strike a passing vehicle. And despite the officer's quick apology, weeks later, then State's Attorney Aisha Braveboy announced Warrington's indictment for attempted second-degree murder.
It's important that those who have been sworn to protect and serve the public really value life.
And Wednesday, after a 2-day trial, Judge Crystal Alves determined that since Richardson posed no threat, Officer Warrington's use of deadly force was not, quote, objectively reasonable given the totality of the circumstances, and therefore he is guilty of attempted second-degree murder and other charges. He remains free until sentencing later this summer. He and his lawyers left the courthouse without comment. So did the victim in this case, Nathaniel Richardson. His mother spoke for the family.
We're happy with the outcome. It's unfortunate that 2 lives completely changed in an instant, but hopefully some counseling, growth, and healing, everybody will be okay in the end.
Yeah, and she said her son was deeply shaken by what happened, still healing. Coming up behind me, I thought she was right behind me, but up in a second will be Prince George's County State's Attorney Tara Jackson. She's going to be making some comments about this, and I'll have that for you when we come back.
Jim, Dave.
Well, this is very interesting. I mean, I have no idea, based on the video, why he shot. But I have an interesting question that I could throw out to the group here, because I think it would be an interesting discussion. There is no doubt, regardless of how this started, this was not a justified shooting. I think we'd all agree with that. I mean, the guy posed no thing. He was shot, that he shot at his back. I mean, all of the things that we know is not a justified shooting. Here's the issue that I think is worth the discussion. Should police officers be criminally charged for attempted murder in non-justified shootings? Because we know there's lots of them. We talk about them all the time. Was that shooting justified? Was it not justified? So what's our opinion of a police officer's action using deadly physical force that was not justified? We know he's going to get thrown off the job and all that. Should he be charged with attempted murder like this individual was? So I'm kind of just posing another question out there.
Okay, and we'll get to that question as well. But let me go with and unless Dave and Dee want to hit it while they're in their discussion, that's fine too.
Dave, you got Dave? It. You know me, I always got something to say.
Yeah, I remember that case down here a couple years ago. I live in Bowie, and you know, a lot of this. Aisha Braveboy, she's now the county executive here. She took over for Angela Also Brooks, who's now a United States Senator. Okay, now I remember that case vividly because in the past down here, they've been having problem with Prince George's County PD with their abuses of citizens. Matter of fact, there's a case down here where a handcuffed prisoner was shot to death in the back of a police car by the cops. Okay, and so they did the best they could with trying to clean up this department. They got a new chief down here and everything, and there's really some great cops down here in this department. I mean, I can introduce you to a whole bunch of them, really good dudes, but they were living on their bad rep from the past. Now this case here, I don't know what that sergeant was thinking, because that's where I go. That's the street that I go get my cigars down, 197, right off of 50 over there. Okay, that place is busy. It's school buses going down there. It's schools down there. It's busy traffic, and there's a lot of working people going in that route because there's a lot of jobs over there. But to do that, man, and then you hit another car. You don't even hit the kid. You hit it. Thank God he didn't hit the kid, but he hit another car. He could have caused all kinds of destruction to somebody's family. You know, and so I think Braveboy she had no choice but to go after him. Down here, she's the heavy hitter. She's the girl that came on TV down here when these kids started wilding out down here, and she said, "You do big boy crimes, you're gonna do big boy time." That's her statement down here. Okay, this is the richest county in one of the richest counties in the United States.
Prince George.
Okay, Prince George County is the richest county in Maryland. Okay. And she's going to hear from you. You're going to hear. The police chief is going to hear. Okay, you have a lot of politicians living up in here. They're going to hear it. Okay, but that man, that kid was probably a few inches from getting done, just dusted out with no damn gun. And the first thing the cop yells is he has a gun. Then he realized he didn't have a gun. I'm sorry. No, man, no. Did you come to work that day looking forward to getting in a gunfight? Because everybody on here, those of us have been in gunfights, we didn't expect to get in no gunfight when we did. We thought we was going to have a nice, easy 8-hour tour and call it a day. You know? But come on, man. A disabled car on in the middle, on the median, and then a kid is come walking towards you. He's not coming at you with a gun in his hand. I just can't figure it out. So you know what? He had to pay. Now I don't know if he's going to go to jail or not. I don't know, because there's a statement from his mother. I'm sure she's going to say, you know what? I don't know what that kid's mother's going to say in court, but I know one thing. Her statement on that interview was like, you know, hopefully everybody can heal from this. Two lives are basically damaged today. Even though he didn't get shot, his son's life is damaged. That kid's going to need counseling.
Yeah,
okay?
I need counseling.
And that cop is going to have to deal with what he did in his mind, mentally, he's going to have to deal with what he just did, what he could have caused. Mm-hmm. You know, so I don't know, man. And Jim, that was a great question, man.
Yeah,
that was a great question, man. Jim, I'm thinking, man, I don't know if they're going to give that guy jail time. I think they're going to give him probation. You know, I don't down here. Like I don't know. I think they're gonna give him probation. I just don't feel like they're gonna. I could be wrong, but it depends on what he says in his sentencing. You know, I just don't know what kind of lawyer he has. I don't know what kind of record he has in the past. They're gonna look at all of his records as a police officer, and then a sergeant. Yeah.
Right.
So,
and Dave, I don't think the question was posed to say what is going to happen. He's just saying should they be charged? You know, and we're going to get to go ahead, Miss Jerry. I see the finger pointing.
Yeah, no, I had my hand up and I took it down because, as Jim said, he's going to lose his job. The civilian in me didn't even know he was going to just lose his job. I was like, are they going to cover this up because that blue wall? I didn't necessarily assume lose his job, not to mention get charged with something and possibly have to really.
Hey, Jerry.
Yes.
Hey, Jerry, I don't mean to cut you off, sweetheart, but that blue wall shit is out the window. I've been flushed down the toilet for years.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, that's been flushed down the toilet for years. Okay, cameras and shit everywhere now. There's cameras and shit everywhere. Ain't nobody trying to lose their job for another cop.
I just not assume.
Everybody gonna be silent.
I didn't assume the man was gonna I didn't even assume he was gonna lose his job. I thought maybe he might be desk duty and transferred.
He's gonna lose the job. He's gonna lose the job. Now, if he's gonna go to jail or not, because he's guilty. Okay, he gave him due process, went to court, he's convicted. Okay, he's gonna lose his job, and now what? Is he gonna go to jail? Is he gonna give him probation or whatever? But that blue wall shit went out with Abner Louima. When those 12 cops are lined up to testify on his ass up in New York for sticking that nightstick or sticking that broom handle up that guy's behind. That went out.
Good to know.
You know? Yeah.
Okay. D and Cheech.
And Jerry, that breaks my heart that you think that. You see the problem? No. I just want you to know from a law enforcement perspective, that's what hurts. That something like this would happen and the public would all of a sudden think that any one of us would think that's okay. I wanted to try to answer Jim's question, not necessarily from a law enforcement perspective. We just got finished Police Week. And if any of you had an opportunity to go to Police Week, it's the most emotional time you can spend on your job because you're inundated with all the families. Actually, I took families down there. And you're inundated with the effects of when police officers lose their lives. And I say that to say this. The reason this shouldn't happen is why police officers lose their lives. But that's their job. They have to wait until you see a gun. You have to wait until the gun is pointed to you. They have to wait until you know that person's going to shoot you. There have been many guns pointed at me. I ain't shoot the guy because I realized there was something else going on. We had a job to where we're not just, we want to talk police officers. He was in fear of his. You don't get to be in fear of your life. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it. Y'all want to think it. I'm going to say it. We don't get to be in fear of our lives. The buildings came down, we run to the buildings. I wasn't thinking about my life. I was thinking about saving Miss Jerry. I was thinking about saving somebody. I can't think about if I can go home to my family. That's not the way we're supposed to be operating. And so many of these incidents we seeing, people are, I got to get him before he gets me. That's not the job, Jim. Jim, the job is I got to know what I'm doing. I got a higher level of training, experience, and knowledge that I got to almost be clairvoyant before I make a move. That's the way I felt because I ain't want to get convicted. You understand what I mean? The mindset might be something else bad might have happened instead of me getting convicted, but that's not the job. The job is not get him before he gets you. So when we think, should they be convicted? Yeah, because we got to carry that on our shoulders. I would never pull my trigger unless I'm 5,000% sure this is what I should. There's no if and buts about it. I know Dave is here and I hope he's listening. When you investigate a crime, I make sure he did it. It doesn't stop there. I keep investigating so I make sure nobody else could have done it. That's our job. That's what we sign up for. We put our hand up and we swear. You know, nowhere in there that said it's okay for you to be sorry. That wasn't in my oath. Anybody else had an okay? You can make mistakes like the regular public and they'll treat you nice. That wasn't in my I wanted to get my preamble. I wanted to pull it out here somewhere. It wasn't that. You will protect, you will serve, you'll do your job, and you'll do it with professionalism. End of story.
It cleared a lot of people too doing those investigations. Cleared a hell of a lot of them.
Right. And if you're right, it was 20, 30, 40-year investigations. Some of us, Davis here, got investigations in our garage. We ain't giving up on it. No, sir. No, sir. Somebody might have got away with it, but let somebody that's working come and say, hey, D, you got some paperwork on that? Oh, absolutely. Copied everything on it. Just in case. That's the job, and I don't want to belabor the point, but we are in law enforcement now we're just like everybody else. We can make mistakes. I'm sorry, I was having a bad day. This is what my family thinks. This is how I was raised. We got to stop that. That's not the job. The job is you got to know what that boy is doing before you act. I'm sorry. You have to know. And if you don't know and he ends up taking a piece out of you, that's the job. So we got to stop with these kids. Okay, I'm running out there like cowboys. As soon as I think something or something that I might have saw, I'm shooting cars shooting a car going by. Y'all, I would be you want fries with that, sir? If I shot a car going by me back in sir, you want fries with that? You need ketchup? Are you kidding me? I'm definitely not shooting an unarmed kid. I'm definitely not shooting an unarmed kid with something on the other side I could kill. So yes, convicted, drawn and quartered, you got to go to jail. And if we go out with the mindset, if I make this mistake, I'm going to jail, I got to do my job different. And if you say, then it's hard doing your job, man, go find something else. There's a lot of jobs out here. Then you go get you a computer. I got 3 of them right here. Go do you some computer work. The job is tough. It's unforgiving. It's all those things, but we love it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just saying the excuses I hear. The first one we heard, he doubled down. This guy talking about I'm sorry. Y'all shouldn't be police officers. Y'all should be in jail. Y'all should be in jail. I'm sorry. Maybe you guys don't agree. That's okay.
D, let me say this along with that, because you had me thinking. You on mute, Dave, but let me say this. Man, shoot. As retired officers, I'm thinking 100 times more than I thought about when I was working. You know, I'm like, well, heck no. If this gun comes out, it's coming out to be used, not to be showing off. It's coming out to be used because, and I'm going to be just like you just said. It's going to have to be for real, because as a civilian, you don't want that. You don't want to try to deal with that. You know, so people think that it's a great thing to have a gun. It's a great liability to have a gun. I mean, a great liability to have a gun. I'm coming to you, Cheech. I'm coming to you because this is old. Carl says, I know you can't drive with your phone in your hand. Carl Saunders. No, you can't drive with your phone in hand. But what about a handheld two-way radio? Same thing. And unless someone has something different. Richard Ballard says it is cops like that gives cops a bad name. She had to go to court to get a ticket dismissed. The sad thing is this cop probably kept his job. Nothing probably happened to him. It's situations like this that has the public having poor outlook on cops. Carl Saunders later on came and said they threw the ticket away. So thank you for that call. Yep. So that was something I just saw earlier. I'm sorry about that. Cheech, go ahead, man.
Yeah. My mute.
Now you
D hit on a lot of the points I was going to make. But I just want the public to know that me personally, I truly believe that 99.999% of officers going to work are not going with the intention of shooting someone or killing someone. You know, it is a tough job. You do have to make split-second decisions. But like Dee said, you knew the job. You're there to protect and serve. So you might have to wait that extra split second to be 100% sure before you pull that trigger.
Right.
You know, so it's that was a great question, Jim, by the way. I think it really made everybody think a lot. But as Dee said, this is a tough job. And if you're not ready for it, you know, you shouldn't take it. I'll go a step further. I saw something in the news recently that a lot of people in uproar about, and it's raising the age limit for some officers. I actually agree with it. I think that a little bit older, you're more mature. You're not gung-ho, as some people say, when you're a young guy out there, freshly new with a badge and a gun, you know, and unfortunately it goes to some people's heads. So being a little bit older, I mean, I'll be the first to say there's some older guys that are in better shape, you know, than the younger ones. You know, there's a lot of officers that once you're out of the academy and you're on the job, you kind of let yourself go, and somebody a little bit older is in a lot better shape than you. So I don't mind them raising the age. I think
Raising
it's
the age from what to what, Cheech? Raising the age from what
to get on the job.
I understand that.
Right,
what is the age?
Department right now, most jobs I believe is 29. I want to say
21 to 29.
No, to the limit.
Yeah, she wanted to know. She wanted to know the starting age and what you want to raise the starting age to. That's really
It
what
was like 36 to 46.
Right.
I think it was like a 10-year span. Like 36 at the top end now. 46 is what they're looking to do.
So the
And
raise
that's
is
the
on
top end, but-
retirement, not the bottom. Okay, not the start, but
Yeah, she's looking for the bottom number
yeah.
too, the starting age.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No,
Mm-hmm.
I think you got Jay. What they're saying is to start, you can only be within a certain area. They're trying to raise the area that you can start at.
That's what I thought, but they're talking ending. I was like, what's the start?
No, they're not talking ending. They're raising the area where you can start.
And what is that?
Yeah, what I was saying, Jerry, is if you're 21 or 36, you could start becoming a cop. They want to say, well, now if you're 46, you could start becoming a cop.
Okay.
You were
So the bottom is
37,
21.
you're 30,
and now
if right now, if you're 37 years old, you can't be a cop. You're too old.
Yes.
So they're not. So I was with Jerry a little bit too. So they're not eliminating the starting age of 21.
No,
they're just raising the age that you can start to
That you can
46
start
instead of 36. Okay, I got it.
Thank you.
I got it. Hold up, one quick one. I got CJ with a hand up real quick. Jamel, I'm coming right to Jamel.
You're muted,
and-
CJ.
CJ, go ahead. You're on mute. You on mute?
Okay. I recall that there was in Nassau County, there was an officer, there was a gentleman that was 52 that had just started the academy.
Okay.
Yeah, that was recent.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I thought that was recent, but not too long ago.
Well, it happened while I was still working. I've been retired June
Yeah.
27th. I've been retired 7 years. So it happened within the past 7-8 years. But he
Yeah.
was 52 in Nassau County. So the age limit, he eventually he failed out, but he was there. So I don't even know what it used to be a lower age to a top age, but they because they're finding the discrimination, okay, just age discrimination. So if that's what it is, that's what it was when he came on. That's why he was 52 when he was able to start. So they're trying to, I know we're saying, oh, if he was running wasn't his problem. It was his he got caught up in the academics, and that's why he didn't graduate. But he, as far as health wise goes, he was good and passing with that.
Yeah. Oh, and that's good because I'm telling you right now, him saying everyone else better be glad I was on the good guy side, because at the age of 21, no 30-year-old is gonna be taking me out of here. You know, no 40-year-old is definitely gonna be taking me out of here. At the age I'm at now, I'm like, well, I'm not gonna be mess with it. But back then, no way. I mean, you first of all, you wouldn't be able to catch me if you tried. You know, that'd be the first thing. So my thing is, I think the young is good as long as you do a good background check or doing a good investigation on the person. I think that's good, because the younger a person is, the more they can handle when it comes down to certain situations. But the older we get, I mean, I'm just looking at today. I'm like, listen, there's no way I want to be a cop today. There is no way, you know, unless I was in a supervisor's position where I could sit behind that desk and supervise, you know. But please don't have me run behind the desk and do some work and have to help somebody, you know. All right, Jamel and Will.
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. You know, the whole panel had already, you know, stated how difficult it is, police work that is, and you know, listen, it's almost as if, you know, you almost have to, like, I'm not saying we're going to do that, but like take a shot before you know, okay, I'm gonna shoot because this guy is threatening me with deadly physical force. No, I'm not saying that, but it's a difficult job. You got to be precise and accurate before you take life-threatening action. But listen, there's got to be repercussions. I mean, we just can't have police thinking that they could shoot first and find out later whether you present some type of threat to them. I mean, by God, I mean, no one in the community would be safe. So yeah, there's got to be some action, some repercussion against this police officer. And as a community, we need to feel that the police are out there supporting us. The police are out there protecting us. But at the same time, we don't feel that, hey, listen, the police are out there reckless. They're shooting first and finding out whether we are guilty or innocent later. So yeah, repercussion is a must.
Okay, Richard Bowden also says, Jim, from a non-law enforcement side, the answer is yes. Well, I figured non-law enforcement say that, but I really wanted to hear what law enforcement have to say, because that deals with us directly or indirectly. It really deals with law enforcement. Law enforcement hate to say they want to see somebody in law enforcement get arrested. Let's just put that out there. Law enforcement hate to see that. They hate to even make that arrest, even if they have to make the arrest. It's one of the last things they want to do, because they don't know what kind of judgment call is going to be made, and a whole lot behind that. So I can understand non-law enforcement saying that, but I sure enough want to hear what former law enforcement and active law enforcement have to say about that as well. Will.
Originally misunderstood. I thought the point was they were saying they wanted to raise the age at which you could become law enforcement. I think we all have heard the research scientifically that human beings, their frontal lobe, which is their decision-making center, isn't fully developed until age 25. So I'm sure that ideology or that perspective has come into play. I'd like to offer this point related to the development of an officer. In my opinion, there is nothing more critical than the field training aspect. You can have the background, you can have all the testing, you can have all the training, all of that. But the field training aspect is where you have an experienced officer to not only guide you in your choices and how you properly follow procedure, but to also challenge you on the what-if scenarios that could very well become the scenario that you're responding to, and to help shape your mind about how to go about resolving this. I got far more pleasure and enjoyment from the job resolving conflict than I ever did making an arrest or taking an enforcement action. If I went away from a situation and the person gave me the indication, I got the feeling that they understood the point that I was trying to make, and I could feel reasonably confident that they would take corrective measures without enforcement action. Y'all, I don't know about you, but that makes me feel a whole lot better than having to sit in court and watch somebody try to defeat my case on the technicality of whatever the case may be. But that field training aspect cannot be emphasized enough. And we've got a problem in our ranks because we're struggling for staffing. And so our field trainers become younger and less experienced. So it's like having the comparison that I make is babies having babies, baby cops trying to raise baby cops.
I agree with you, Will, and I'm gonna come right to you, Jim. I just wanted to make this point since he mentioned field training officers, and I'm gonna call my field training officer out. Bob Sattler was my field training officer, and here I am, not a new cop, but three and a half years with the city police, but transit police. So we didn't do the accident reports, all that stuff. And I remember explaining to this person that accident report is not required. And I'm trying to explain and convince this person accident report is not required. And Bob Sattler put me to the side and said, you spend more time explaining to this person why they don't need an accident report when it takes you 2 seconds to give them an accident report. So instead of trying to explain why not do it, just do it. And everybody walks away happy. And that stayed in my mind the whole time. Sometimes we always want to explain why we don't have to, but it's easy to just go ahead and do it and get it out the way. And then the person feels great because now they have something they're taking to the insurance company or whatever, and it makes everybody happy. Jim, go ahead.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more, but it's a double-edged sword. And let me tell you how so. Because in many departments, those training officers, if I contractually get it by seniority, and I had the worst training officer ever. I came out of the police academy full of piss and vinegar, ready to save the world. And I got put with this 20-year total zero horrible training officer. So it could work either way. But in PBA contracts, many times, the guys get that senior guys, it's not the best guy for it. But I do agree with you. If you had the right guy, that training is the best you could get.
Yeah, my as a transit police officer, I went out with my field. I got JC. I went out with my field training officer. We're doing a midnight tour. I'm ready to go out there and do what we got to do. We're gonna ride the train. We're gonna check the stations. Man, this guy walked down the tunnel into a room, took his vest off, laid on the table, and said, "You better get some rest." I was like, I sat up the whole time because I'm in a room, and in this room, there's rats running on the floor. I'm like, yo, I can't stay up in here. But I can't get out of there either because my field training officer's over there snoring now. And so I'm like, so really all I was doing was watching them and listening to the radio. Whose hand was up? Someone's hand was up. AC. Sorry, go ahead, AC.
Yeah. Also, one of the problems with field training officers that are older, you have the same problems reincarnated. You don't get a chance to change because you're bringing the new ones up just like the last ones. Now, field training officers are extremely important.
Good ones.
Good ones are extremely important, and I think that's one of the best jobs you can have because you actually, it's like being a teacher in elementary school. You're actually teaching them how to get started. Now, I'm telling you, I learned. It took me 5 years to learn how to walk for real in the police department. I learned all the stuff to do, but I didn't know how I had to do it until I got by myself to do it. My field training officers, I saw somebody go out there with a pillow on midnight on my first tour. And I'm not joking. I like literally
I believe
a pillow was in the car. And that was my field training officer.
All right. Was that a midnight tour?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm about to say, that's the only way I can see a pillow weaving getting out the door. But okay. All right. All right. Listen. We did that. D. Anyone else with anything?
We got the Fairfield officer, the use of
All right,
force.
go ahead, D.
Let's take a look at that. That should be a good one.
Begin with the new scrutiny on a violent police confrontation at Fairfield High School. So it happened during a campus fight last week, and now new video has emerged of an arrest involving the same officer. Drew Andre spoke with community members who gathered this afternoon calling for accountability.
People in the community showed up outside City Hall ahead of the council meeting tonight to make their voices heard and call for the firing of that officer in the video. Fairfield Police Department says that there is an outside organization that will independently investigate this incident. Video shows an officer on top of a student repeatedly throwing punches while holding down his head with her other hand. Students shared videos from multiple angles.
And it was the worst feeling a mother could have, seeing her son done like that.
It all happened at Fairfield High School last Wednesday. Officers responded to a fight on campus. It escalated when police said a student continued to resist arrest. Police called this a, quote, distraction strike to the student's hands. The student's stunned mom says it was unnecessary and excessive force.
She needs to get off the force. She has a pattern. It's not okay. If they don't see it, they will.
The video shared by thousands online prompted Maya Hamilton to come forward to show her own experience with the same officer.
She's pulling my hair!
This happened July 14th, 2025. This happened just last year. So she does do this. This is what she does. And what was layered was her inability to de-escalate situations.
Hamilton, just 18 at the time, was pulled over when all of this unfolded.
She loves to grab some hair.
Court documents from the 2025 incident show the teen driver's attorney has filed a motion calling the officer's actions unlawful and excessive use of force. They're asking a judge to include a record of complaints against the officer in the case. Fairfield police said they are aware of additional videos circulating online involving their officers, but wouldn't comment.
If you're that bold to do this with as many cameras that was there at a school campus to do that, someone in your department is okaying your behavior.
Last week's incident on campus is under investigation. Police Chief Dan Marshall told us in a statement, "We will carefully evaluate the totality of the investigation's findings for discipline, additional training, opportunities for improvements, or policy changes within the department." Rally organizers say this is bigger than one incident. This is about how Black youth are treated in schools across the country.
Rich?
Yeah, my first question is, who's a supervisor? Because obviously there's a trend of aggressive, tactics, and there's complaints, because obviously people complain. Who is supervising her? That's the problem right there. And I don't know if it's, it's the, rotten head of the fish. It's a trickle-down effect. I don't know. I mean, I don't know the department and the history behind them, but obviously it's been her actions are being somewhat condoned and allowed to fester. So my thing is, who's the supervisor? Because that should have been nipped in the bud way back. Go ahead.
Yeah.
There's nothing about policing I saw there in either video. I don't know whether y'all. I don't know. I searched 32 years. I never stood on top of somebody and punched him in the head. That never happens. There's no point to that. Aren't you supposed to be gaining control Aren't you supposed to be trying to handcuffing techniques? I mean, maybe these are foreign ideas to the new police, but maybe you should be, that's what you should be doing. Punching in the head was never, if you're going to get somebody out of the car, I don't know. I've made thousands of stops and maybe hundreds of thousands. And I'm formulating my plan. I'm not pulling nobody out and they're holding on to the steering wheel. What kind of officer are you? Well, you've lost the war. You've lost the war if I'm pulling somebody out and they're holding on to the steering wheel. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. I've lost the war. I'm already in a position to where I can get the seatbelt off to get him or her out in a way that I'm not going to injure them too much and handcuff them. That's what we're doing. Or you guys know we're having that conversation. We can have a conversation. We go from 0 to 100. We have a conversation. Hey, look, you don't want it. Come on. You don't want it. You go into jail. We can go to the hospital first. I used to say this. You go into jail, but we can make a stop off at the hospital. They got some nice looking nurses there. We can go to the hospital if you want, but it's not necessary because you could be out. You could be scraped up and out, or you can be out. It's up to you. So there's a lot of levels and a lot of steps that and Jim, to answer your question earlier, you got to go. I always thought that kind of behavior, he got to go. He can't. I couldn't. Jim, you on my side. I can't be turning, looking, and you doing this. Whoa, what you doing? I can't. Me and you on the same side of the car, and you yanking somebody holding the steering wheel. Jim, we got to go get some training, buddy. I'm only messing with you, Jim, not you, Jim. I know you wouldn't do that. But what I'm trying to say is we have reduced the job to regular people arresting regular people, and some of the regular people got guns. Because nobody. I don't see tactics. I don't see anybody formulating a plan. I don't see any command position. I don't see any of that. Any of that. All I see is, okay, CJ, here we go. I'm stronger than you. You're stronger than me. And we both know if somebody hemmed up on something, stronger ain't necessarily going to work on them. Right, Rich? Sometimes, Rich is a big dude, but some of these little stringy dudes will give you a run for your money. So I don't see any. This is not policing. And Jim, these people need to go. If you're not going to go off the police force, go to jail. Either one. Y'all need to go.
All right, Jim and Will.
They brought up an interesting point that I was really just about going to hit on, and that is, what's the accountability for the officer standing behind her? What is his accountability? He sees what's going on. There is no doubt in anybody's mind that the activity going on is uncalled for. Is he accountable? Is he responsible to try to stop that? Was the George Floyd officers indicted for not doing something? Yes. Well, let's throw that question out there. That officer that stood behind her as she's wailing on that student, is there any accountability or responsibility in his part? I didn't hear anything in the story that he was involved or in any trouble of any kind, which brings us back to our reason for existing. Civilians see that. They see one officer acting definitely within the constraints of his department, and the other officer standing like this. That's what they see. So. Somebody said the blue wall. I think it was Dave said the blue wall's gone, but not the concept of I didn't see anything. In other words, the blue wall is gone because of cameras to a good extent, but the fact that I didn't see anything, I was looking that way, is still there, and we all know it is. That's all I got.
All right, Will.
I think the video is disturbing to watch, but in the context of totality of circumstances, it's incomplete to truly understand what took place. And I say that there's two consistencies in this video. One, it's the same officer. Two, the officer utilized the hair as a means of control, which I'm sure none of us were trained in that regard. Aside from that, we don't know what the circumstances were. If you look at the first video where she's got the young man, she's got the hair in his head in her left hand, and she's striking with her right. And the area that she's striking on is in the torso area, not on his face, because otherwise you'd be able to see that right hand coming down where her left hand is. So she's striking in his torso area. Now, in that area, can those be strikes to try to gain compliance? Yeah, if you're striking on the arm to get in behind the back. Now, the problem in that scenario was the second officer showed up, like Jim and them spoke about. And now that you got two, why aren't you moving to a cuffing technique when you got the person on the ground? You got the advantage. So that's a problem. As far as the young lady that was in the car and them trying to get her out, again, it's a bad look. But outside of having the true context of what happened and some of the details, I would be a little hesitant to be judgmental about what she did under those circumstances.
Okay. All right. Listen, that's why we're here, because we all have our opinions, and we also have our professional opinions as well. So thank you so much, Will, for that. We're coming to an end. Do you have something we can close out with?
Always. Let's take a look.
So why are you acting like a bloody fool? If you get hot, then you must get cool. Bad boys, what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do when they come for you? You chuck it on that one, you chuck it on this one, you chuck it on your mother and you chuck it on your father, you chuck it on your brother and you chuck it on your sister, you chuck it on that one and you chuck it on me. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Nobody now give you no break. Police.
Well.
Those were some takedowns. I saw plenty of those before. Listen, the one with the sweep reminded me of myself. Listen, and I'm gonna say it real quick. I remember going to assist Police Officer Jackson one time. I forgot where we were in front of what ball was that?
Burgundy's. I'm sorry, Butler's Quarters.
Across the street.
Here at BQ. Yep.
And this girl was all up in Cheryl's face, and I'm getting her out of there, and I swept her off her feet, and I'm telling you, she popped up like a rubber band right back up in my face. I was like,
I did a foot sweep, and she was like, went down for 2 seconds and was back up in one.
Man, and she only weighed about 70 pounds.
Yeah, she was a little something, but she was nasty too. Lord knows she was.
Yeah. Yep. So that's it. Thank you guys for joining us today. Anyone have anything else before we say goodbye? I want to thank all of our listeners. Thank you so much for joining us. I see you, Burl McMillan, Sylvia Butler, Carl Saunders, Valerie Marsh, Eva, Sonia Wilder. Thank you for joining us. Beverly Wells and Eric Jones, Tiger for Life, Natasha Jackson, that's my niece. Richard Bowden, that's my cousin. And Ruth Caffey. All right, there's others that I cannot see, but thank you for joining us. Anyone from the panel have anything to say before we close out? All right, thank you for joining. Next week, I hope Dee puts something together for next week, and next week is our 6-year anniversary. Y'all don't understand. I really can't believe we've been here for 6 years. I really can't. It's like God had to be in this for us to keep this discussion going on for 6 years. and people coming with us and remaining with us and being with us. I thank you so much, especially to those on this panel and then those who listen to us every week. Thank you for joining us. Share this with your family and friends. Share this with those on your Facebook page and YouTube. Share this with all. And thank you to each one of you. Dee, thank you so much. Will, thank you. Jamel, Rich, Jim, Jerry, Dave, Mark, CJ, and AC, and then our absent part, who's just as important. You know, everyone has something to do. Everyone has a life to live. We have children. We have grandchildren. Some of us even have great grandchildren. I ain't gonna call y'all out, but some of y'all even have great grandchildren. But we're here. We thank God for life, health, and strength. Pray for those we've called out earlier: Derek and Deirdre, JT and Orlando, Cheech and Anna, Isabel, Jordan, Monique, my brother Tim Butler, the Douglas family, Renee Henderson. Praying for your family and others who have situations in their household but they have not shared it with us. We're praying for you as well. All right, let us pray. God, our Father, we thank you once again for another week, another day, another hour, another minute, another second. Thank you for life, health, and strength. Even on today, we're praying for those who are sick, those who are grieved by the hands of death. Those who are even shut in right now, we're praying to God that you would touch their bodies, be with them, and let them know that everything is going to be all right if they put their hands in your hands. We're praying to God for our listening audience. We're praying to God for every panel member and our families. Watch over us and keep us as we continue to give you the honor, the glory, and the praise. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Amen. Until next week, we'll see you.